I mean, it's good in theory when you talk about this communication and all, but I'm sure there's clashes between the development.
The best way or the best approach to deliver your application, your software, or your product.
Tasks that you're looking at executing.
Yes, taking the decision easier for me and for all other stakeholders.
Hello, and here we are with Saleh Elnagar.
Hello.
Welcome to the show and Experts Live tomorrow. How excited are you?
I'm really very excited. We started this planning for maybe more than a year, and finally it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, a little excited. Yeah.
And Saleh, just give us a bit about yourself. Tell us what yourself and what role are you going to play tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm Saleh Elnagar. I used to work and serve as a DevSecOps engineer for more than 15 years.
Okay.
My background was mainly in networking, infrastructure, and before the cloud started, I used to work with the physical servers and this kind of physical stuff. And once the cloud started, I mainly start adopting the working with Microsoft Azure and other clouds. And now I work as a DevSecOps engineer in DTCC.
DevSecOps engineer. Okay,
Yeah.
So that's development, security, and operations. Can we give a brief introduction for the viewers who don't know what this means?
To be honest, it's really hard to make a definition for what does it mean DevSecOps, because it's most of the people just define it as a tool set, some bunch of tools, but it's not like that, because the tools, the AI agents can do the work and start doing the job using the tools, but it's not about the tools. It's about the mindset, how to use these tools, or even before the tools, how to think and design and choose the proper tool to do the job. So it's more about collaboration between the development and security and operation people. Even if you don't do the job by your hand, but at least you understand the three areas. So when you talk to the development, you can understand them. When you talk to the security people, you can understand them.
Right.
When you talk to the people in the trenches, the operations, you can understand them, and you can find the best way or the best approach to deliver your application, your software, or your product.
So basically, the mid-tier communicating among the all three.
Yeah, and just to try to avoid the people or the other department to work in silos, because without the DevSecOps or the DevOps people among other department, you will see the people just working in a silos.
Correct.
No one can deliver perfect or the best solution without contributing and participating with the others. And when the security talk to the development, they can't understand each other.
Right.
So they need someone like the DevOps engineer to be in the middle and can facilitate their work.
So basically, you're training yourself to think in systems rather than in silos.
Yes, exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
even, I just remember something, and all the time I remember myself and my team to keep this approach. To not even when you have a task or a ticket, to not think about the task as a task and just do the steps. Step number 1, 2, 3, I finish the steps and that's it. No, you should think wider than that. Why they even created the task? Why we need to do it in this way? What are the implications of doing the task? Could it be has a bad impact to the system, the production system? If even I would say, the reporter who created the task asked it to maybe make the changes to the lower environment, what will happen if we roll out the changes to the higher environment? What are the consequences of doing that? You need to have a better understanding before doing any technical steps or technical work, because you can just do it, but when someone else take the changes to the higher environment, you made a disaster. So
Correct.
You should think more than just doing the technical job.
It's a very kind of vulnerable situation you could fall into with that, with your job role.
Yeah.
Right. There's quite a lot of things that you need to look into. And so I would also ask you, like, what mental models or principle guides your decision making when balancing speed, stability, and security?
To be honest, I just follow the transparency model. I try to be more transparent as much as I can.
Okay.
Because transparency will make the taking the decision easier for me and for all other stakeholders. So I stick or I define my intention, my plan, so all the people can see what we need from infrastructure or from DevSecOps perspective. The development also will be transparent, because if you start transparency from your side, you will not force, but you will make it easier for others to be transparent as well. Once you start all the other stakeholders be transparent from their intention, from their needs, requirements, and so on, the collaboration and communication will be easier after that. So you started in a good way. You put the good communication, I would say, communication pillars. So you can start define the needs, requirements.
It's good in theory when you talk about this communication and all, but I'm sure there's clashes between the development, security, operations, and how do you basically bridge that gap, for them to work together?
To not take it as a task.
Okay.
To take it as an ownership, because at the end you are one team. It's not about DevSecOps doing the job and the development doing their job. At the end, it's all our job to deliver the best solution in the world, right? So starting from that, all of us should take the responsibility, the ownership of the product, but each one from his perspective. You are, as a DevOps engineer from the DevOps area, you should take the ownership. So if we agree that all of us responsible for this product, I believe it's the great start.
So basically, you work with a purpose and not just a task that you're looking at executing.
Yes.
Amazing.
All the people regularly start if you consider your job as a task executor.
Correct.
But it should not be like this, because AI and agents can do anything now.
100%.
But they can't communicate.
They don't. So, Saleh, if I'm to ask you, if there is a youngster, a youth who's looking at getting into the role of yours on the DevSecOps, is there a kind of pathway that you could probably, let's say on the Microsoft front, is there a kind of pathway that they could follow?
Yeah, I really like this question. And even I talk about it with my colleagues, my friends, and all other people in the community. Give the time to thinking as a DevOps engineer and leverage the mindset of DevSecOps. The same time you give to learn the tools, because most of the DevSecOps engineers just give all their time to learn new tools, new technology, but they don't even spend 1 hour yearly how they can think as a DevOps, or they adopt the DevSecOps framework or methodologies. So it's not about tools. And if you become the best technical person in the world just by learning the tools, you will not even be able to be a senior DevSecOps engineer, a good senior DevSecOps engineer. Because being senior, that means you know how to communicate, you know how to facilitate, you know how to design a good systems and architecture.
So is there any particular training that they could follow?
There is no training. It's very easy. Just follow the DevSecOps framework and pillars, and it will be easy. But just take a look about it and start adopting the framework and the mindset.
Okay, great. So I think that's amazing. Not many organizations have this particular role, or they probably has the job going on, but they've not given that designation.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
So what kind of organizations do have this DevSecOps role? Is it mid-level? Is it the top tier?
Yeah.
For the viewers' sake, at least for organizations, is it a role that's really needed in an organization?
Definitely, 100%. It's needed in all the levels. But most of the people will not like this. But all the organization now have this role, have the title, DevSecOps or DevOps. But they don't do.
There's no proper framework.
They don't do it.
They don't.
They even talk about the DevOps like an engineer who make the job done, and that's it.
Okay.
But it's not like.
So they're still executing tasks.
Yeah, even manually or from the console, from the portal, or even if they use the infrastructure as code let's say approach. They use it to provision the infrastructure, but when it comes to maintain it or to make any changes in the future, they go and use the portals and the consoles to do the changes. It should not be like this.
Saleh, I also heard about your specialty on blockchain. Can we just have a few words on that?
Let's not talk.
Let's not talk about that. Okay. Let's focus on the DevSecOps in that case. But Saleh, it was really great to have you here, and we look forward to tomorrow's session. I think there's a great. There's amazing loads of speakers. Will you be one of the speakers as well?
No,
not on this
tomorrow,
one.
Yeah, it will be just organizer.
But then I'm sure there's a lot more to go. You are part of the organizer, and amazing job you guys have put together, Saleh. 1 year of hard work, I think, with you, Mahmoud, and the team. And we expect, and thank you, everyone. Amazing, Saleh, to have you on.
Thank you for having me today.